Welcome back to PAXEAST2016. My name is Carlos Abdu, and from the Bookshelf Productions, and it is my extreme pleasure to welcome you to the world, the Steam world of SteamWorld Heist. With me is Julius Goldbog. How are you?
Nice to meet you, finally.
You're the community manager behind Image Informed Games.
Yeah, that's me.
And SteamWorld Heist have been a nice sleeper hit over at the Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
How was the positive reception coming from you?
The reception?
Yeah, how was the positive reception from the fans for Image Informed Games?
Oh, it's been fantastic. You know, we were blown away the first day. You know, when a few weeks before launch we sent out review codes to reviewers, and you know, we didn't know what to expect, and then the first review scores started dropping in, and then fan reactions came in, and we were blown away. It's been an amazing time. It's been an amazing time, basically.
With a little bit of context, SteamWorld Heist is the follow-up to the wildly successful SteamWorld-y, where you play Captain Piper Faraday and her brave crew of Steambots in an exciting hybrid of tactical shooter and run-and-gun roguelike. Can you explain more into detail how SteamWorld Heist works?
Well, if you played games like Worms and XCOM or other turn-based strategy games, it's sort of like a mix between those two, XCOM and Worms. So you control a rogue captain and her robot crew. You board spaceships and you engage in turn-based combat, where you're not depending on computerized dice rolls, so to speak. So you actually have to aim your guns yourself and can bounce bullets off walls and do some insane trick shots.
Oh yeah, the trick shots in this game is the bread and butter for SteamWorld Heist. Like, this game has been my personal addiction for the past 3 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
There is not a time where I don't take out my 3DS and I'm playing SteamWorld Heist, trying to earn booty, get more hats, get new weapons, get frustrated by the fact that I can't get new weapons because I have full inventory, having to sell my rare weapons in tiers because I gotta get a new weapon, and so far and so far. It's an amazing. This is also a very difficult game as well.
Yeah.
Because every dungeon, so to speak, every room is randomized, right?
Well, it's not completely random. It's procedurally generated. So that means that we have made like a ton of pre-made rooms and interiors, and they are like put together procedurally, which means we have set some rules, and then they are randomly generated while still following this set of rules to create like levels that feel fresh every time you play them, but they still have a general layout and mission objectives and item placements and so on.
What also endeared me to this game was the characters. I have 3 personal favorites right now. My entire crew is mainly Piper,
Yeah.
Valentine for Sniper, and the great Ivansky as the greatest tank. I do use Seabrass and Beatrix, and sometimes Billy, just for a B crew, but overall there's a character for everyone.
Yeah.
Except Sally. I don't like Sally. Well, who's your favorite characters?
Sally, actually. You know,
this
Killshot.
is awkward.
Killshot is insane. You know, especially in the later parts of the game. You gotta have Sally to clear it. At least for me.
That is true. I am warming up to her because as soon as I learned about Killshot and Mad Dog, I got more of a sense of how to use her compared to the more easier to use characters like Valentine with his masterful trick shots, or Ivansky with his powerful shots.
Yeah.
Let me ask, what was the development behind these characters? What type of how did you went about creating these characters, and what type of role they would play in the game?
Did I play?
No, the development side.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, from the start we were sort of thinking having like 20 different characters, but in the end we just have 9 at the moment. So the thing is, we just designed a bunch of cool characters, and then went on their themes and what they could do gameplay-wise to sort of boil down which ones we were going to use. So I think it starts just with a concept, like we need a strong man, strong robot, and that's just like we sketched and did some rough ideas, and then it turned out to be Ivansky. Like Piper, she's probably the one that went through the most phases. She used to be this little, very short gentleman called, he was just a captain by then, Captain Roberts or something. But then he evolved into a more tall, macho man, and then we scrapped that completely and redid it with the current Piper.
Lastly, we have to talk about the music. Steam-powered Giraffe provided the music for some of the levels in this game. How was it working with them, and how did you get started in connection with them?
Well, working with them has been an absolute pleasure. They're the kindest people on earth, really. And the thing is, this goes back to SteamWorld-y actually, when we made the Indie Box, a physical limited edition run of the Steam version of the game. And the folks over at Indie Box actually asked Steam Powered Giraffe to make a bonus track for the soundtrack that came with the game. That's how we got in contact with them, because we hadn't heard of them before that. So, and to us it felt like we were looking for new musicians for the SteamWorld Heist by then. So when we heard that they were steam-powered, like real-life steam-powered robots singing and music,
perfect.
Yeah, it was a match made in heaven, basically. So we approached them and asked if they wanted to make the music for SteamWorld Heist, and it boiled down to what you hear in SteamWorld Heist today.
One last question before we get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
What I always wondered is, this is a follow-up to SteamWorld-y.
Yep.
This is in the same universe, hundreds of years into the future, but it's a different genre. Well, SteamWorld-y was a platformer. This is a hybrid tactical RPG.
Yeah.
What made Image and Form make the jump from two widely different genres?
The thing is, SteamWorld-y is the second game in the SteamWorld series. Actually, the first SteamWorld game is called SteamWorld Tower Defense. So, like, SteamWorld-y is the exception. Actually, like we love strategy games. So the first one was released in 2010 for Nintendo DSi. It's a very small scale tower defense game. Then we made SteamWorld-y, and then we felt like, well, making a direct sequel to SteamWorld-y, that's the most obvious way to go, right?
Yeah.
And we felt like we want to surprise people. So, and we love strategy games. And at the time when we took the decision to make SteamWorld Heist, we were playing XCOM, and we were, like most of us, we were completely blown away by it and wanted to do our own take on it.
Well, this reminds me more of a critically underrated RPG called Valkyria Chronicles, which is, it depends more on positioning and movement rather than a random generator. Because as Bjorn, the head programmer, said, that this is more about skill and patience. That he once famously said that you needed a protractor in order to play this game.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in an interview, and like, he was not kidding. The things that you needed to use in order to make those specific angles to get that one headshot.
Yeah.
It can be trying, but the rewards is beautiful.
Yeah.
So why am I talking about an old 3DS game? Well, that's because this 3DS game is getting an extension soon. Would you like to talk about the upcoming DLC?
Yeah, sure. It's releasing next Thursday on Nintendo 3DS.
There goes my money.
Yeah, less than a week. And we haven't announced the price yet, but we will do in a few days. So, but the thing is, it will be more of everything. New levels, new weapons, a new character to play. And new hats, of course. So we'll have lots of different stuff to play.
New hats, new weapons, new storage, please.
The thing is, that is not the DLC part, but the same day as the DLC launches, we have a free update with a lot of added features, including more storage space.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So you have no...
And not just that, the storage space you can buy is now cheaper. So it's something we addressed. A lot of people found that to be limiting, so we just gave them a little more storage space.
You have no idea. There was one time I spent an hour in the inventory box where they gave me free loot. I got this very rare gun.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's beautiful. Oh no, I ran out of space. And I spent an hour contemplating each specific item to see their worth. They were all good. I didn't want to get rid of anything. But it was a rare gun. When was I going to find it again?
Yeah.
So hopefully this kind of additions will be added in the brand new HD version.
Yeah.
So if we can turn the camera right this way, this is the brand new, beautiful to look at HD version of SteamWorld Heist. Can you go more into detail about that?
Well, it's SteamWorld Heist in HD. I think you summed it up perfectly. It is the same game in HD and it's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Wii U, Steam, iOS, and PS Vita as well. And we will have an announcement pretty shortly, very soon I hope, to announce the first platforms.
Let me ask, were there any changes between converting from the 3DS to HD in terms of level design, UI, the way that you can interact with the game?
The thing is, we've been, ever since start, we've been working on the HD version and 3DS version simultaneously.
Oh.
So the thing is, it's the exact same game, like the graphics are the same, but due to the 3DS lower resolution, you can't really see all the details. But other than that, of course we have a few added, with polished graphics. We have added shadows, better lighting and stuff like that. And we have a brand new UI that I think it takes full advantage of the HD space. I think it's beautiful.
So my final question with this.
Yep.
SteamWorld-y is apparently the second title, and SteamWorld Heist is your third.
Yeah.
Will you be... I personally would like to see a sequel to SteamWorld Heist. I can never get enough of this game.
Okay.
If you can keep expanding, that would be great. But, right. Will you expand the SteamWorld universe or head into another direction?
I think we will do both. I think, we're not ruling out sequels, and we're not ruling out making completely new games. I think you can expect to see almost anything from us. That's a really vague answer, but we want to create new stuff, and we want, if we see, logical steps we can take with our existing games, of course we'll make a sequel. Or something new. But we're so busy with Heist at the moment, so I can't really talk about new games, because we don't know yet.
Well, thank you, Julius. It's been a
so
pleasure. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is Carlos Abdu signing off. See you, Space Cowboy.